All right. About time to go all up in these belts right here, boy. I'm gonna have to pull this clip out right here so I can slide this shaft a little bit. Because this shaft, you can't get a socket. And you have to loosen this pulley because the clearance between the pulley and this bodywork is so tight you can't get the belt through there. But looking at it, it looks to me like there's a zip tie or something wrapped around this deck lift lever. And I bet you that's what got into this belt. Let's grab something to cut that with. I bet you that's what it is. I bet you that's what done it. It looks like a zip tie. Because see, when you lower the deck and this is pulled tight, I bet you that's what got into that belt. I'm not sure what it is, but it looks like it's been there for a while. God, it's tough, whatever it is. It's like a piece of the belt. There we go. It's just a, I don't know. But whatever that was wrapped around this, it's been there for a while. I think that's what got into it. That's my theory, I'm sticking to it. Okay, let's go back over here, grab a screwdriver. And we'll get this pin off here, this little clip. Little bushing is on there, don't lose that little bushing. Little hex is right in there. So now we can see, that's why I take the body off these things. It just makes it so much easier. So now we can slide this shaft out just a little bit, and that will allow us to get a socket on that pulley, because otherwise the clearance right in there is just so tight. So tight. Let me lower this table a little bit. I'm having to reach. All right. Grab me a socket and an extension. Do 13/16 socket. Little air hose around here, pardon me. Now we can get on top of this pulley. All right. Now we can work this belt out of here. Yeah, it tore that belt all to pieces. Wow. Now with this out of the way, we can get to this lower belt. Whew. Floppy floppy. All right. Now we're gonna raise the table back up. We gotta get this front pulley loosened and pulled down so we can get the belt out from around the bodywork of the frame. Right. So you can pull that pulley down a little bit. I usually don't take that bolt all the way out. You have to be able to get that belt out and around this part of the bodywork. So now we can. That pulley's probably going to fall off. We got a camera. Now we got to work it. That belt goes on top of this clutch brake bracket. Just pull the belt out like that. And you've got one little keeper right there. This middle pulley will pull up, and you should be able to get this out. You got another one on that side. There. There you go. Yeah, this belt here is getting pretty nasty itself. I think he said he's never had these changed. Appear to be the same length. Okay, back in you go. Straight shot. That one in. That one in. Okay. Let me go out here and blow this thing off with the air hose. Another blower. All right. All that nastiness when I washed it. Okay. Feels like that keyway and on that shaft is facing forward. Make sure that's facing forward. You've got two little bolts you got to go inside of, and I'll show you here in just a second. We'll get this bolt started back. Okay, going under. Make sure the belt goes on the inside of these two little belt keepers, and it goes inside this bodywork. Make sure that's in there. Okay, goes above this bar and straight back to the pulley. Whew. Get these. No, I did. Okay, so that's in there. Now let's get the other belt. Well, before we forget, we're going to tighten this bolt on this front pulley right here. All right, good enough. Drag the hose back around. Okay. Let's lower the table a little bit, get you a better eyeball on it. Not too awful far. Okay. Let's go ahead and replace this. You can hear the bearings in that too, that's pretty loud. 9/16. I hope this little impact here is powerful enough to do it. Oh yeah. It looks to me like this pulley don't matter which way you put it on, because this spacer right here is what holds it away from the bottom so it doesn't rub. Yeah, that pulley was bent too. See right there? Huh. Now, I don't like the way that looks right there. Let's take it back off and take a look at it. That nut didn't go down far enough to activate the nylock locking part of the nut. And that'll cause the pulley to come loose. See how it's almost flush right there? And then you got the distance here. This one's got the distance on both sides. Yeah. We're gonna do something about that. Get a longer bolt, that's probably what we'll need to do. Yeah, let me hit pause. I'm gonna dig out another bolt. Actually, we may be able to use the bolt that come out of this one if it's not too long. We'll take the bolt out of this other deck pulley we replaced. Is it longer than this one? Yes, just a little bit. That's going to be what we need, and they're both grade 8, so that's what we'll do. That's what we'll do. As long as the pulley is still the same distance it was, it doesn't matter what's going on up here, because this is not going to get into anything. And now we can get the nut on far enough to activate the nylock part. See how it's protruding? All right, that's good. That is good. Now I need to get this other pulley back on. Just gotta work it. You gotta work it. Make sure you get down on that pattern. You got a little 6-star pattern it's going to, this sits on. Make sure it's in there. All the way down, knowing well you're on that pattern. Because if that pattern strips, this tractor ain't going nowhere. Now we can come back over here. Put this shaft back through there. Get the bushing. And the little clip. Let me grab my channel locks. My Chanel number 5 locks. Might be able to do it by hand. Almost. There it goes, back in there like it should. Now we can finish getting this belt on. And we gotta have this spring. Charlie Dean's special tool. Let me raise the table back up. Raise it back up. So I don't have to wrench my back bending over. That belt sure is awful tight. Just because it's got this bottom belt, it's got it pushed up. We can spin it like this, and it'll cause that to go back down. But it'll fix itself once we crank it up and drive it. Okay. There. Back here. There we go. Just like that. Now give me my tool back. Thank you. All right. All right. Well, I forgot to turn the light on. Let's redo it. All right, let me set this stuff over there. Oh, golly. I did see something over here I didn't like. I noticed that after I washed it. This main power wire right here looks like it's got almost a little nick or something in it. Right there. Let's do something with that. Let's get some electrical tape and go around it. I ain't hurting nothing, but just the principle of it. See something, say something. Get a piece of this electrical tape. We'll just go around it a couple of times with a piece of tape. I'll sleep better. All right. Everything looks good. Another thing I noticed when I first took the blade belt off, this little bar, this is supposed to be in that hole right there. We'll leave it like that though. We got to remember to put that thing back, because look how long it's been like that. It's been rubbing and vibrating, and it's got it ground down to an angle. But it pulls over here and goes through that hole. We'll have to remember to do that. Okay. Let me hit pause, clean this mess up. And then it's time to put the bodywork back on it and the deck. And then we'll give the engine a service, oil change and spark plug and fuel filter, air filter if it needs it. Y'all hang with. You just want to make sure you get these levers back in their proper little slots. All right, just like that. Whew, now we'll raise it back up. And reverse order, let's make sure we're all good here. Check our alignment. You got to make sure that this goes on the outside like that. Check the alignment real good. Everything looks pretty good. That's lined up. Hole in the transmission tunnel is lined up. That's on the outside and lined up. That's lined up. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Let's grab some tools. Let's see, I need my extension with a 1/2 inch socket and a 7/16 and a 3/8. What I'm gonna do, let's go ahead and loosely get the floorboard bolts back in. I ain't gonna tighten anything until everything is in, because I'll have to wiggle this thing a little bit. We'll get this bolt started. Excellent. What did I do with them other ones? Here we are. These usually try to fall out with you. Because these are hard to start by hand. These were self-threading bolts. At the factory, they just drill the holes, see how it's tapered? They just make their own threads. So during tightening of all these other fasteners, you'll hear 2 or 3 of these, or 1 or 2 of them fall out and hit the table. It's all right, just put it back in. Just put it back in. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. All right, this one right there. Get it started. These 2. And we can't forget to put that spring back on there on this arm right here. Gotta remember to do that. Now we've got all this nuts and bolts in, so let's start tightening. That one. That one. This one's in the way. That one. That one. All right, now let's change sockets and get the 7/16. Put your finger on top of the head of that bolt. Give it a little tightening. Throw the 3/8 on there. Hit this one lightly. We'll go around hither and do the same thing. All right, easy as that. Now we'll get this spring put back on there. Okay, that spring hooks right there in that battery box. Hooks right there where my finger is. You just pull it over and hook it around the bar if you can get both your hands in there. That's all there is. Excellent. And let's lower the table. Now it looks like a tractor again. What we'll do is reach down in here, grab the wires, if I can find them. Where'd they go? There they are. Get them around that. Feed them up through here. That one can go there, and that one can go there. Huh. Now we can get our battery wires back. He's missing his battery hold down strap. I wonder if I've got one over there. I bet I do. Okay, I guess let's put the battery back in it. That's what we can do since we got this thing on the floor. Hi-ya. Make sure the battery cables stay in this little indentation area right here. Little indented area. And make sure your battery cradles are in there. Let's grab some new hardware. I'll grab a couple of wrenches. And we'll grab my battery cleaner, terminal cleaner. We'll grab a little piece of sandpaper. Okay. Make sure that's clean. May have to charge his battery overnight. It's been sitting over there for two or three days. He said he charged it when he took it out. All right, put the positive on first. This thing's all bent. I need to get me a big box of carriage bolts. These batteries have a square hole, so you can use carriage bolts. You don't have to use 2 wrenches. Get like a 1/4 20, or maybe it's a 5/16 18. I don't know. I'm not sure what size it is. I'm sure it's a 1/4 20. Wow. And make sure you don't hook it up backwards. It's nice and clean, nice and tight. There. And all we got to do now is put his knobs and everything back on. Let's grab his rest of his knobs over here and get it back on. Here's the little round knob for the transmission gear selector. Put that back on. These have different holes, different sizes. So we know this one goes here. And this one goes here. Oh. That was pretty fast, wasn't it? What's the time, 12 minutes? It took me 12 minutes to put this tractor back together. Wow. Now we'll raise it up and put his deck back on there. Fun part. Okay. I took a couple of pieces of safety wire. Let me trade places with you there. I'll put it on here to keep this from coming loose with me. Now we'll lower it all the way back down. You gotta be able to pick up the deck and do it all with one hand. All right, just like that. Whew. Just like that. Let's see, let's grab his pins. We're gonna give him some new clips. Because one of them was a cotter pin, the other one was nasty looking and rusted. Let's see, let's find him some good pins to go through there. Let's see, is that a good diameter to go through there? I think this one might be a little fat. I think it is. I think this one's too fat. Yeah, that one's too fat. Same size, a little smaller diameter. There we go. Got that one. Let's put this front bar back on there real quick before we can finish hooking it up. Got to be able to maneuver the deck. Got to be able to maneuver. Got to be able to move it around. I got to take this one back off over here. Yeah, we were supposed to do that first. Let me pull this one back off. Let me grab a pair of pliers. We were supposed to do that first. So now we got to redo it. Now we got to redo it. Again. Now we just roll it around and get it like that and bring it back up like that. Now we're good. All right, put the pin back in it. Whew. Okay, got the bar back on there. I'll go ahead and get this belt on there. Ain't gonna hook it up yet though. Just piece of wire off there. I didn't tighten this one. Did I not tighten the... I forgot to tighten that. Can't forget to do that. How many of you are screaming watching this and tell me you didn't tighten that one? You're a terrible person. My socket wrench in there on that one. Okay, now we got to get the engaging cable. I should have put that on before I done anything else. Now I gotta suffer through this. Like that. Right in there like that. I hate putting these springs on because you gotta bend them in a certain way to get them to go on here. There we go. Well, I say there we go. There we went. Now we got it wedged. Now I got the spring stuck under there. Now we got to get it back out there. can't go down with it really, unless you really get on it. Oh. That's one thing I don't like about these things. These springs are so hard to get on. Woo! Mercy. There we go. No belly we got it that time. I'm gonna find a new clip for that. Let's go digging for another clip. Whew. Got me tuckered. Got me tuckered. Find another clip here. Find another clip. Use one of these. Let's see if we can get this one on. I think this one's too big for that. Let me grab a flashlight. I can see what that can do. I know this ain't the right clip for that, but I would like to use this one. Oh, I just knocked that off. Well, this is going to be the wrong clip. I'm going to grab another one. Use that one. It's got a longer reach on it. Come back here. Well, if I get that one on, I don't think we're ever going to get it back off. Let me grab another style. Grab another style. Use that one. A little thinner. It's not as aggressive. There we go. Okay, let's go over here and engage the bleed. Well, we don't have the belt on yet. All right, let's engage the bleed. Looks pretty good. Everything looks pretty good. Everything's engaged. Okay. And like I was saying a while ago, this bar needs to go in that hole right there. There, just like that. All right. Well, got that done. Now we'll raise the deck back up. Raise it back up. Excellent. Everything's good. Yeah, last thing I'm gonna do when we get done, I'm gonna check his level of the deck. All right, let me hit pause, get this mess cleaned up, and we're gonna service this engine. Let this camera charge for a few minutes. Be right back. All right, now it's time for the engine service. All right, that belt right there, that blade belt, I had to replace it. That new one I got was a little bit too short. I measured it at 76, and it's supposed to be 77 and a half. No, 76 and a half. It should have been 77 and a half. So I went to Rotary and got one. 77 and 3/4 is exactly what it says. 77 and 3/4. The problem was with the deck raised all the way up, the belt was so short that it would engage the deck, even though the lever was not engaged, and the engine was trying to turn all this over. And I thought the battery was low, but it wasn't. It was that. You could lower the deck all the way down and it wouldn't engage, but all the way up it would, or halfway up it would. Okay, I went ahead and got the spark plug we need. RN4C champion for this 13.5 formula Tecumseh. All right, let's get this air filter off and check it out. I just cranked it up for a minute. Yeah. Okay, air filter looks good. We won't need a new air filter. Let's go over here and get this oil draining. You get your oil draining. You get your oil draining. All right, let me grab my vacuum. Oil sucker. Let's see, let's set this oil sucker right there. Oil sucker. Make sure it goes all the way to the bottom. Yep. Give it about 4 good pumps. It's not going to the bottom. It's not. We're gonna have to find a smaller hose. Oh. Let's see, let's find a smaller hose. We'll use this one. You heard it slurp just as soon as I done it. Let's see, it was this one. It was this one. Take this hose off. Put that hose on. It's not going through. It's not going through there. So we'll take this hose off. We'll lay it somewhere where it don't drain. This is a good place for it. There we go, that's proper. That's about 5 pumps because that hose is so small, it's going to take a little bit longer for it to drain. Get the spark plug taken off. I dribbled all in the floor. Okay. Somebody put a BKR5E NGK in there. That's not the correct plug. It calls for a champion, RN4C. I'm gonna grab my gauge here and make sure we're at 30 thou. 30 thou. Well, there we go. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Is that not going to be a 5/8? It's not. Maybe a 13/16. Or an 11/16, maybe? Let's find out. Nope. It's going to be a 13/16. It is. All right. All right. Well, the oil's still draining. That's about 2/3 of a quart so far. We'll come around hither, take the air filter off and blow it out, since we don't need a new one. 7/16. All right, let's go here and grab Angelica's blower. All right. All right, let's get this fuel filter changed. That's stuck on there pretty good. All right, grab that fuel filter. Oil still draining. Yeah, we're getting close to about a quart and a quarter. Where's the arrow? There it is. Gotta get a little dirt on it so you can see it. That way. All right, looks like the oil's getting finished draining. Let me give it another couple of pumps. Yeah, I could tell it was acting funny. Let's go tend to this filter. We'll let the sun evaporate that. If it's just simple clean fuel, it'll evaporate in just seconds. I wouldn't do that with two-stroke mix. It'll leave a stain, nasty oil stain on the driveway. It will, I've done it. It will, and I've done it. Okay. So this one's a little bit longer than the old one. Not much, not by much. Oh, I told him I was going to put him a cutoff, a fuel cutoff on here. I'm glad you remembered that. Let's see, leave that like that. Put it right there. Let's dig around for a fuel cutoff switch. Fuel cutoff switch. You get your fuel cutoff switch. That's off, on. I really need to put it back there so you can use it to change your fuel filter. But he wanted it right there though. That's fine. We'll put it right there. That way he can get to it a lot easier. Let's see. We need to cut it. Cut it right about here. And we'll take a little bit more off of it. We'll take about that much off of it. Yeah. Excellent. Grab him a couple of clamps. Fuel line clamp. Fuel line. I'll see the oil is finished draining. We'll jump on that next. All right, on, off. Point them down, I don't scratch his finger trying to turn it on and off. All right. Let's see, I don't like the way that's rubbing right there. That's gonna interfere with a whole lot. Let's grab a zipper tie. Bring it up here. There we go. I don't want it rubbing against all this. All right. All right, now let's get this oil out of the way. This thing held about 1.5 quarts. This mark right here is about 2 quarts. So it's a little over, looks like a little over 1.5 quarts there. I got 1.5 quarts left in the oaky jug over there, so we'll see if that's going to be enough. Stick that in there so this thing will drain back into the container. All right, we got exactly 1.5 quarts left in here. So we'll pour it in, pour it in. Don't want to pour it too fast. It'll back up in that tube. All right, we have changed the oil now and spark plug, clean the air filter and fuel filter. It's basically all we can do. Okay, we've changed the blade belt, sharpened the blades, new blade spindles, new deck pulley, a new drive pulley, both drive belts. I got 10 pounds in each back tire. I got 15 pounds in each front tire. We're going to check the deck level. Give that a second to settle. Roll this over there. Yeah, I've got a swallow left in this jug. It's just under 1.5 quarts. Oh, we'll get an idea of where we are here. You know, I don't know if that thing's supposed to be, yeah, it is supposed to be bent like that. That way it's in the very center. Okay. Ooh, looks like we might have put way too much in it. Might have to drain some of that back out. I must have misjudged how much we took out of it. Oh yeah, golly, yeah, look there. There's full right there. We put too much in it. I am famous for doing that. Well, you know how I hate wasting oil. Well, we gotta drain some out. I put about 1/2 quart too much in it. Oh well, we'll be letting that drain. Okay, let me grab my, while that's draining a little bit, let me go grab my deck level gauges. And we'll stick them on there. All right, reach under there and make both blades face forward. All right. Find the tip of the blade. Make sure you're not hitting the deck. Make sure you're actually on the blade. All right, we're almost hitting the deck. Hit the deck. Okay, the one on the right side of the tractor says right at 3. That one says between 2 3/4 and 3 inches. That's actually pretty dang close. That's about an 1/8 inch difference. They say if you're within a quarter, you're about as level as you can get. All right, let's check the oil in it, see how much more we might need to drain out of it. Put the gauges up. All right, let's go back around here. Now watch me taking way too much out, and I had to put more in and waste more oil. God. Yeah, we're getting pretty close. There's full and there's where we are. Yeah. Yeah, we're just barely over full. Let me take a little bit more out of it. A little bitty bit more. Just a little bit. Y'all can hit pause and take a restroom break now if you need to. Oh, I don't want to stop it there. Go ahead and set this over there because I know that's going to be good. Hang that like that, let it drain back. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, I like that. Perfect. Yeah, that's perfect. Right there. Check engine oil level every 5 hours. Fail to full mark with SAE 30. All right. All right, oil change. Okay. Ain't nothing left to do now but fire this thing up and back it out. Check how it drives, check the blade engagement. May have to prime it because we changed that fuel filter. This should gravity feed and be okay though. All right, let's fire it up and get it out. Run it through its paces. she seems to run pretty good. Seems to run and drive and engage pretty good, and let's raise it up. Stick the flashlight under there and see how good everything is. Grab a flashlight. Okay. Okay. Blade belt looks good. It ain't rubbing nowhere. Nothing's bound. Transmission belts look pretty good. Nothing sprayed. Everything seems to be working like it should. Well, all right, boys and girls, I'm gonna back this thing out and give it one more little washing off. Then we'll get it back to the fella. He's gonna be happy to have this back. That's about a good mechanical restoration there. Well, all right, boys and girls, thanks for watching another Tom W video. Love y'all, need y'all, need me holler. Y'all be good to each other. And man, we'll catch y'all on the next, and y'all be good.